Hello. I'm getting this song, it's called Corrupted Nostalgia, by this artist named K.O. And some of his songs have been playing in my head over and over and over again, and I don't know why. And Corrupted Nostalgia is literally about like corrupted nostalgia. Like, I don't know if somebody's, memories were corrupted by something. Somebody has angels in their life. I don't know. Let's see. My sister is super stoked for me to do this reading, because like there's a massive energy shift right now, and it's pretty big. It came in with a storm, and usually when storms come in, that can be an indication of an energy shift. Like we went from the positives yesterday into like -14 within like a couple hours. Like it was like a big, it's when I lived in Alberta, we had these things called Chinooks, and it's like this blast of warm air that comes in, and like would be the opposite, is like a cold front. It's a blast from the northwest, most likely from the mountains, and it has like froze us up like Iceland. Okay. And that's an energy shift for sure. Things aren't supposed to go from such extreme to another extreme so quickly like that, right? Which makes it seem like, ooh, look at that. We've gotten to the other side of something, like the energy has shifted. So, okay, so we're going to keep those ones in reverse. Okay. It's almost like what I'm getting is like, coming out on the other side of something that you were told you were never allowed to get out of. Like, this could be, I'm getting religion, realizing that maybe some things that you were taught from some book were lies, right? To your personal journey. It was, kind of someone's realizing that maybe something is bullshit. That the face has come off of something, like the mirage. There used to be a mirage covering something, and you were just following by the book. And now, because I think almost like some people get so scared to go outside of the box because they don't really know what's going to happen. And there are things in their life that they don't want to let go of or sacrifice, right? So it's kind of like it's hard for people to make big moves if they have other things like a job, a kid, right? Finances, loans, stuff like that. Like you have to be able to take care of that stuff while making personal moves for yourself, obviously. So it seems like now somebody was able to just take the mask off of something and see what something truly was. So then they could get to the other side of it, because they were always told that there was absolutely no way that they were going to be able to escape it. Like Candyman, like when Candyman comes in, you're the one, like the person is the one that releases him, right, into the physical world, and then he kills, right? That's what Candyman wants to do. And that's obviously kind of how maybe somebody feels about how this book was. Whatever they learned, whatever they were taught or something, or forced to listen to or read, they're realizing was more detrimental to their health than beneficiary. I got that prayer, that one that's, now I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If you should die before you wake. When you really listen to that prayer, how fucked up does that sound? Why do you want the Lord to take your soul if you die? Like, how do you know what the Lord is in that term, right? Like there's things that, you're just accustomed to saying because you've always said them or something, or you learn to say them. But then like when you take a step back and like look at those things that you're saying, you're like, well, why would you want something to take your soul? Wouldn't you want your soul to go to heaven? Like, so your soul gets guided to heaven, not just some Lord comes in and takes it. Like, what Lord? Did they tell you what Lord they're talking about? Like, Lord of what? Lord of the gods, Lord of the flies, Lord of the kingdoms, Lord of death? Like, what Lord, right? Like, you got to be careful with the things that you say. And I've learned this with spell work. I've learned this with being a witch, is you have to be very careful with the things that you say. You have to be very specific with things. No swearing involved when you write things out about how you feel. Swear words don't exist, right? And then you have to think of, like, if you write, F-U-C-K-I-N-G all the time, right? Then something, is saying that you're putting sex in front of something, right? Because that's what fucking means, right? So it's like you got to be careful with how you say things, right? How you approach your life and like the certain things that now your tongue wants to say, because clearly the things that you want to say are very important to you in your journey and the people around you. Right? People also have to, people are watching you. They're entertained by you. They know what you're doing. And that's where it's like, if you have a hand in that, then you've got to watch what you say. You've got to know that you're leading people with how you feel about things and statements about things. And you got to be pretty careful with what you say, versus how that can be taken from the universe perspective. Right? It's like rich. When people say, I'm so rich, what do you mean? Rich with what? Rich with greed, rich with envy, rich in chocolate. Like rich is to describe a certain taste being above and beyond, not how much you have in your wallet, right? Like richness, being rich with life, being rich with information and guidance, right? That's what's being rich. It's not about a bank account. So again, I want to be rich. Well, what do you want to be rich with? Money? Well, the universe doesn't really know money, right? Do you want to be rich with abundance or rich with greed? Because some people, and I know from firsthand, who become millionaires that turn into fucking nightmares. Like, because they think that their money means everything in this world. And finally, they can be the asshole that they've always wanted to be because they've got money and they can pay people. And I'm like, where did you just go? Why did you just get taken over? Because money doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean anything to your personal mission here, right? It's a way that we can survive and safely or in scarcity, right? So I almost feel like somebody's like removing the mask on something, and it's huge when you see something for what it is, because you've been forbidden from being able to see it for what it is, because somebody wants you to believe. And we got ice, and I saw freeze. And that's this cold front. I swear, this is, if anybody hit this cold front, I think what it does, what it ends up doing is it forces people inside. And then a lot of times their true colors show. Like when people get locked into their homes, they start to go delusional. Right? Because they're living such lies that the only way to keep the lies going is to have your spouse out and working and not paying attention to you and not having people around. But when everybody's around, it's hard to fulfill lies, right? It's hard to fulfill if you're living a complete life of shit, right? And then that just gets exposed really quickly, because people that get trapped in closed corridors with each other, they freak out. That they do. If they're full of fucking shit, they do. Absolutely. Burning me. We gotta savor this person. Yes. So it's really about paying attention to what's causing chaos in your life. Because something is really like firing off in somebody that needs to die. It needs like old frame of mind, old visions, old paradigms, old books, old nasty women. It's this way or no way, because you've been fighting to get on the other side, and unfortunately on the other side, none of those people are there. So it's if you're going to go against family morals or against a job, like I stand against this. I will not participate in the monstrosity that's going on here. Like, cause a lot of things are like side projects and hustles and they're cover shops, right? It's like so many business, like you ever realize that there are businesses that are in your communities that there is never anybody in there, but for some reason it's still there 10 years later? Well, it's cause it's a fucking cover shop. It's a cover, like someone's doing something behind closed doors. And like, it doesn't matter if it's a small town or big town, right? Like a cover shop is a cover shop. That's like, they're meant to blend in. Like you're never going to notice them unless you fucking take notice in your community, right? That how the fuck is this Bible shop still open? Why is it open? There's nobody there. They can never be selling enough of that to keep that place open. There's this other place that my sister's ex-husband runs. It's a candy store. And no one's ever in it. And it was it ran all through COVID with nobody in it, but he sells marijuana. He sells drugs on the side. He does this whole illegal shop, right? So he has to filter the money somewhere. So he filters it through this fucking candy store. And I'm like, really? Like that? You picked a candy store? Like you involve children? Like you have to go that far, right? That you think that you're going to hide behind children, like, and most people do, like, that's what they want. They hide behind women and children, right? It's the best disguise. Why not hide behind a family? Come on. No one's ever going to get that you're gay or a closet lesbian. You've got a husband and a couple of kids, right? Like people, but like, again, like that's why COVID, like people went crazy. Like, do you know how many people got divorces because when they realized who they were married to, because they were stuck in corridors and nobody could run away and go somewhere all by themselves. People basically weren't even allowed to be driving around. Like it was like martial law up in this bitch. Like people were getting sent away from sitting in their cars at the lakefront. Like they wouldn't even let you sit in your car in a parking lot. You were told to fucking go home, right? Like COVID was a really weird time. So I think COVID, like, I think it definitely uncovered something in this, right? Like it did have its benefits and like, I saw its benefits. Like I saw its relapse, but I saw its benefits of what it did with some people. Like it really made their skeletons come out of the closet. Like, do you know how many fucking family members didn't want me around because they thought that I had contracted it somehow and that I had to do all these tests all of a sudden to make sure that I was clean or I couldn't be around my niece. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not sick. Like what the fuck? Like, you know, when I got COVID, when I was working at this fucking, actually, when I got it after the outbreak. I got it in the summertime twice, cause I was working at a fucking international hotel and people were coming in and out from all over the world. And I was in the restaurant. So that's how I got it, but I don't even really know for sure if that's what it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It like nearly killed me. Like I've never been through something like that in my life. Like if my sister wasn't living with me, I would have died. Like I couldn't get up. I couldn't move. I couldn't eat. I was in so much pain. I thought I almost OD'd off fucking Tylenol because I kept taking all this Tylenol and none of my aches were going away. Like in complete fucking chaos. But you know, you have to stay grounded. And like, that's why I didn't believe in it. I didn't dig into the morals of it. I just went, it's a cold and my body will fight it off, right? It's like this, like if there's something that you don't believe in, your body will fight it off and you will get on the other side of it. It's almost like mind over matter at this point in time with a lot of people because they don't realize how powerful they are, right? Simply their words can make mountains move, right? But if you've never stepped into your power, then you don't actually know what you can do. It's like, and a lot of people, it's a lot of flukes. And like I use the word fluke very loosely because a lot of people don't know what they're capable of doing and they call them flukes. But really, that's a bunch of energy that those people pushed out to get that fluke to happen. And it's not a fluke, right? It was supposed to happen. So it's like paying attention to like red flags, like somebody's evolving past shit that they read. And I did say this on a video the other day where I was like, honestly, if your parents filled you with so much shit and you don't really know the answer, write down some of those answers that they gave you to the questions of life and go and double check them with people that are experienced, that have certificates, that know what they're talking about. Not your parents who read things on Google and think that they're detectives that just solved the case. Like so many parents are so ignorant. They think they know everything and they think a simple little Google search is going to give them all the answers when it ain't how it works. Like, but when you want quick answers, you will make them up in your own head and then try to convince everybody around you that what you're saying is true. Okay. So there's loyalty, like staying, like it's going to be chaotic getting out of this. Okay. Because leaving something is never easy. But we do get escorted out. And just like, Carol Ann gets escorted into the TV, like there is a portal to open up, and that's going to suck you through what these people, like, who are these people? Let's get some idea of, what was that? Let's get an idea of who forbids you to get outside of the book that they've been trained. Oh my good gosh. Okay, we got quite a lot. Okay, so these are some people that created some happy moments in your life, okay? We've got Irish. We've got Make-A-Wish in reverse. So these people have been taking your wishes away from you, which is the whole Candyman part of it. Stealing things that you've wanted in your life, but then saying that you're living these happy moments, so you really don't have any reason to be angry or pissed off, right? There's the Shield in reverse. So this person took their shield away from you. They were expected to help you, and they didn't. They turned their back, and they expected you to shield yourself somehow. They also started a war with you, okay? And this war, I just heard, is not over. It's not over until you win, because these people don't have the ability to win anymore. This was a stable, happy relationship that you believed it was, okay? And really, to them, it was about banking and financials. So these people managed to take a lot away from you to stabilize themselves, okay? We've also got STD, kind of making me think with the Two of Cups here that this person contracted some type of disease. It could be disease of the mind, I just heard, like syphilis almost, but it doesn't show up in drug testing. It doesn't show up in scans. It doesn't show up because it's a parasite in the mind. And that's something that wouldn't show up on blood work, right? Cutthroat old school bitch in reverse. So there was some type of woman that's the one who took the shield. She comes off really nasty. She comes off kind of old school. Like you think, okay, she's a little old school with how she feels about things, but then she turns into a cutthroat bitch. And then you're like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. You make it seem like you're one way, but really you just make it seem that way so then you can come around and hurt people a different way. And then nobody thinks, right? And then it's almost like nobody even fucks with her. Like I'm getting a lot of like Queen Victoria, you know, like she would make these demands and she would make people do things, and they were so fucking scared of her because she had the ability to cut their heads off, right? That's pretty fucking scary. Like I wouldn't fuck with that. Who would? Or you'd have to run for your life. Like where's Diana? Oh, she's probably hiding in a cave, right? They sent her away. Spiritual practitioner in reverse. So this Queen of Wands in reverse, believes they're a spiritual practitioner, but everything that they do is in reverse because they're not listening to anything that's high. They're listening to very low vibration, which means we do have witchcraft in reverse. That's where all these nasty thoughts and feelings are coming from this person. They're obviously very schizophrenic. They can hear voices and they think it's theirs, but any soul would never steal from a child. This is something demonic. This is something that preys off the weak, and they jump into people that don't care about themselves. Okay? There's predator. This person is a predator. They've always been a predator. They've always been stalking you. They've always been trying to take you out. As soon as they think that your guard is down, they come and they attack you. And then we've got holding back. This person has held back from you stability for a very long time. They've held back money from you. They've held back your wishes, all by saying that they're the spiritual practitioner that has to teach you something. Okay, so they're using witchcraft in vain because this person is sick. Person is very sick in the head. Lower class. This person comes from lower class, but they don't see it as lower class. They disassociated from a lower class because they feel like they're better than where they come from, right? And you're never better than where you come from. Well, you are, but like honestly, where you come from is never going to get out of your DNA, and like we're all connected to monsters. Like you kind of can't get out of that. Like I don't really know. And then we got lightning fast with jealous ex in reverse. So this person treats you like a jealous ex. I don't know what it is about your energy. Maybe this is a jealous ex, or this is some type of woman that treats you. They get jealous over you for some reason. Jealousy in any way is not good, but this person is in your veins. I do believe that this is bloodline associated. Like I'm seeing a tree, like this is a family tree. Like this is this is a dynamic that somebody's been put into for a very, very long time. Like I almost see like old school, like Catholic family, like very, very prim and proper, church all the time, and no swearing and suits and dresses and the whole nine. But yet this woman is a fucking nightmare. Like it's like she's using the religion. Ooh, I'm getting that woman recently who was just she was all over the news. I don't remember her name. I don't need to know her name, but her kids all came out about her being this abusive mother. She tied her son up. Then her son escaped. She had that lesbian lover friend. She was that TikTok influencer, that she was the best mom. And really what she was doing, like when I read some of these articles of what the children had said that the mother had done, and like, oh my God, like there was one child that she made stand outside in the scorching heat for like 3 days straight, without any sunscreen. And she said it was for the Bible. Like she used the Bible to torture her children. And I do believe she's in jail. I do believe that she's in jail. Like I'm getting that. I'm getting that kind of woman that, and she paraded around on her social media how she was allowed to treat her children like this because she was a mother. And how dare you be able to say anything? She can treat her child however way she wants. She's the mother and nobody can get her in trouble. Nobody can touch her. She felt like she was above and beyond God himself, the bearer of children. Yeah, that's not right. And then we've got guardian here in reverse. So this person was designed to be a guardian, and they chose to use their ability to spy on somebody in a negative way. Like, how a parent watches a child to make sure that they're safe and nothing's going to happen to them. This person watched you to make sure that they terrorized your life, to make sure you didn't have a steady moment, a moment of peace. They wanted you on your toes. They wanted you basically taking a whooping every day, and that made them feel good about paying for your way. That's what I'm getting. Two of Wands here with direction or narcissist. And the reason why I feel like I wrote this is because was this person directing you, or was this person narcissistically telling you where to go so it benefited them, right? Tired and bored in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles. Like that to me is this person felt like if they had to work for their money, they were too tired to work for their own money. Okay. They didn't want to have to work for their own money. Now I'm getting somebody's wife says she's too tired to work all the time. She can't work. She's too drained. So when really she just wants to spy on somebody. And we got love bomb, Ace of Cups, when the Ace of Cups goes wrong, and this person, they come in and that's what a narcissist does. They love bomb. They give you so much and then they expect a refund instantly, right? Because they feel that like if they do something, they have to feel that satisfaction right away and that gratitude back. Like they have to, like they're the ones that just raised the peace sign in a war, and now they want to be compensated for it, because nothing that a narcissist does can go unpaid, right? They won't let it happen. And that's what they do. They play off people and they give and give and give, and then they take it all away, and then you're left with nothing, and then you go chase after them, right? Oh, reflective positive attitude here. So I mean, to be honest, I think a lot of that has to do with you I think this person obviously they wanted this love bombing always reflected back, right? That's how their attitude determined the day, was if you were going to pay them back for what they did yesterday, kind of sets the tone of the day. And if you don't pay them back right away, then they start kind of making your life a living hell. Right. And then you're stuck kind of overthinking about what you could have possibly done wrong when, if they chose to give, they chose to give. Why do you have to give back? Like you have to, I had to learn how to like accept gifts just as a gift, because I would always want to give back. And that's a form of trauma, right? From being, abused into never giving back to a narcissist. Like we were taught to always give back. You cannot gift me without me giving it back, when some people just want to give, man. They don't want anything back because they'll get what they give back through other things, right? This person needs to clear themselves, okay? They've got like this, whatever this disease is, involves a huge clearing, and they won't do it. They don't want to clear themselves of this. They don't want to see that anything that they've ever done is wrong, okay? There's a blockage, and they've been blocking you, because they don't want to work. They don't want to get themselves back out and in their life again. They want to have distraction all over them. So then they stay in just almost like a stressful situation, right? So the thing is that if you do have children with this person or something, the child is going to pick up on how this person treats you, right? They're the role model in something, and this is a corrupted role model. Okay, this is a role model that doesn't believe that where you come from is necessary. They think that you can run away from where you come from and nobody would ever see that dirt on your face again. And that's like, knowing where you come from is a huge part of your life. Like it kind of carves you, and you don't know where you come from. That really bothers people sometimes, to not know these things, and knowing where you come from is huge, and keeping yourself in a better direction is huge. Knowing that if you don't like where you come from, then to constantly keep yourself in a positive note and not to drag yourself back into an old paradigm that because you've lived it, right? This person acts like they've never lived, or like they could never go through having like a held back life, and like that would be, after you're in queen status, could you imagine having to go back down to a peasant status? Yeah, right. Bitches don't want to do that. They don't want to jump back. They want to keep their queen status, right? That's what it's about. Wisdom witch doctor. With highest self equalizer. So there's like, somebody's definitely starting to realize that they can use their magic. And that's what the sorcery is about, right? Stepping into your power and realizing that you are powerful, that this person has just made it seem like you're weak because they've dominated your power. That's what they wanted to do. This person's weak. Right? Joy and light. You're the one that brings the light into the situation. You're the one that's reached their higher self. You're the one that's full of wisdom. This person is trying to hold you back from your own wisdom. They're trying to hold you back from reaching this next level. And that's the thing, is like, how uncomfortable my stepmother got? She hadn't seen me for a couple years. And through those couple years, I dreaded my hair. I started smoking weed, and I basically stopped working because I found out I had scoliosis. So I was starting to go to the chiropractor 2 or 3 times a week to get my back in check, because I was in so much pain. My whole life changed. Like I stopped treating myself like shit. I stopped smoking. There was a lot of things that I stopped doing, but I started smoking weed, and I dreaded my hair, and that's all she saw. And she actually looked at my father and said, "Oh, your daughter's weird now," and left and never came back. And anytime I've ever tried to talk to her about it, she looks at me, and you know why she can't talk to me? You know why she scoffs at me? Because I've reached a whole different level, and she doesn't like it. Like, I'm a woman now, and she always tried to teach me that a woman is somebody who shows her tits off, who waves their shit in guys' faces, that uses people for money. That's not a woman. So I had to like relearn, okay, what is a woman in my mind? And then I had to adapt to that. And now I've been single for like 8 or 9 years. Like I it's so scary to me that I feel like because she was in my head for so long that I felt like anybody that I was even with, she was going to say was not good enough for me, because in her eyes, they're not good enough for her because she wants me alone. It's really, I'm not good enough for anybody. That's what she's trying to put out there, that I'm disgusting, I'm dirty, I don't clean myself, I smoke weed, I had dirty hair. My dreads usually smelled like lavender. I kept my hair so clean. Even homeless, my sister and I stayed clean. Like, I'm not a disgusting person. I wasn't homeless because I wanted to be a disgusting, dirty rat on the streets. I was homeless because we got kicked out of where we were and nobody would help us. When we didn't have jobs, money, and COVID just hit. Like, and my own father, with a house of, I think at least 4 bedrooms, denied us being able to stay there because his wife couldn't handle it. She had a meltdown because she says me and my sister don't like her. So we were forced to go and live with my aunt, who mentally abused us, kicked us out after 2 months, and tried to steal everything that I had. And Randy, my father, got pissed off when my sister and I moved out because we refused to take the abuse from my aunt anymore. Because she's a narcissist. She made everything about her. My sister and I were just homeless, and my aunt wanted more money so she could go to Walmart and spend $700 every week. Like, her Walmart trips were disgusting. She would come back with 20 fucking bags, distribute all over the house, and go, oh, well, there goes $700. Not even working. She gave up her job. She gave up her life. She fucking put 20 pounds on in 1 month, just sat around eating all month, taking my sister and I's money while we were out busting our ass trying to work. So then we didn't end up on the streets again because we had nobody else to help us. So we took abuse from a narcissist in order to have shelter. Like, you cannot tell me, like, there's a lot of things that people just can't teach me anymore about life, because I've lived more life than people in their fucking 70s, 80s, 90s, who've lived this sheltered little life and fucking GM world. You know, like, my parents have no idea about the real world. And that's what's funny is, like, I think they're going to get hit with the real world really fucking quick, because anybody can lose all their money and all their luck, all their stability, and all their family in 1 fucking week. I've been there. And I've also seen people who have lost everything. But my parents seem to think that, oh, because they're together, they're never going to lose anything, and they're allowed to steal from anybody that they want because they're adults and they're allowed. Karma's got something else to say for you motherfuckers, right? And there's the choices. There's a lot of choices that are going to come out, because I think this person kept like a lid on you. You know, they kept you contained like you were this firefly, and they just wanted to watch you, and they wanted to watch you struggle, and they wanted to watch you entertain them because they said it was pretty with you behind a glass door. Like, are you fucking kidding me? So this was a lot of mistreatment. You know, like, somebody even could have been caged up like a fucking animal. You know, like, there are kids out there that have been chained up by their parents for multiple years. And it's real life shit, you know. This person was a role model. This person was supposed to show people, you know, they were supposed to show you, they were supposed to raise you. And instead they acted like a predator. They were out to hurt you. They were out to hunt you. They were out to cause rifts in your life and witchcraft in your life, so then you would lose things, right? There's clarity and create. So there's going to be a lot of clarity that comes to you if this reading makes sense, right? And there's going to be this form to create something now all of a sudden. And that's the creative portal to get yourself out of this. That's what this is all coming down to. Like, the universe has created something like Donnie Darko. Like, Donnie Darko keeps coming up. And I remember just watching it the other day and being like, it was time to watch Donnie. Like, it was time to watch Donnie Darko. And the way that he creates that portal so then she doesn't die. Right? And that's where I feel like this portal is coming out, because justice has stepped in, because the scales have stepped in, and you've gotten on the other side of something, or they've helped you get to the other side of something. Now I'm seeing I was maybe going to read this one, but I don't know where the book is. But I feel like, I don't know, there's like something going on with this, with the herbs around you. It's like, you know what they say, you know, if you want your money back, It's like something to do with like money, right? Like you might have to do like a spell or something, you know, to reverse this spell, this witchcraft that's been done, where somebody has taken very forceful feminine energy and attacked a vulnerable being, right? And in order to bring these choices back into your life, you have to create this. So then the clarity comes back in that the portal goes to the right person almost. So it's like reach your highest self, because you're the one that's busting through, right? You're the one that's going to break through the mold. It's just guiding yourself on what to do. And I almost feel like maybe peppermint, something to do with mint. Drink it, create it, do something with it. And it might give you back your stability. It might get you out of this witchcraft. I mean, there is ways to reverse negative energy, right? There is a way to get out, as long as you send the SOS out, right? You send the I need help out to the universe, so then they know how to help you. And getting away from this person and their mind trap almost. It's like a mind trap. Like this person has you trapped in some type of way of life or something along those lines of chaos. Like this person, like, you know, they've been around your life for a while. There's a loyalty towards that relationship that you feel, but they're using loyalty in a bad way. Like you cannot use loyalty to control people. That's the thing. Like just because they're married to you or they're in a relationship with you or they're your mother or they're your father, they have no reason. They cannot keep your life in chaos because you're loyal to them. Like that doesn't sit well with me. So it seems like reach your higher self, get this wisdom in and create this clarity for yourself. So then you give yourself these choices back again, like get on the other side of this portal. That's really what I'm hearing, is like, you've got to get on the other side of this portal. And I do recommend maybe doing something with mint tea. Whether or not you just brew a cup of mint tea and you let it sit in a very holy place, or you drink a cup of mint tea, bringing back abundance in, using your third eye to kind of push negative energy away, or to get this person's energy away from you. Because they're trying to block you. They want a war. They want this war to continue to happen between the two of you so then they can get what they want. So I'm not sure how this person is benefiting off of starting a war with you. But we know with any war, somebody's got to back down eventually before somebody dies. So I feel like almost like it's a big swallow your pride thing, and this might really be a huge quiet time, and you just walk away. And you let a lawyer deal with them, or you let somebody else deal with them. You cut communication off with them, and they can deal with somebody else from now on. You know, like somebody who is that dangerous will always try to manipulate you no matter what. So don't be in a room alone with this person. You know, don't make any decisions alone with this person. Always have a buddy around you, just so then you know that you're protected. Right? That this person can't do and they can't hurt you, right? Because you're all alone and you're vulnerable. So anyways, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Okay, if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. How long was this video? Ooh, 38 minutes. Holy shit. I can't see the time. So I have no idea. Like I didn't think we were at 30 minutes, but I knew we were talking for a pretty long time. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I am getting the song All I Need by Radiohead. That came into my head the other day as well. I don't know if somebody needs to maybe listen to that song, or maybe realize that you are all you need in this situation and you don't need that other person, right? Fucking up your life and you know, trying to mess with you and block you and stand in front of you and torture you and talk down to you and like belittle you. And, you know, like people, they need to get put in their place. And obviously this person needs to get put in their place. And one huge way that you can do that is by going silent on them and walking away and being like, I am not going to be a part of this anymore. Like I had to do that with my landlord. Like I literally had to just stop talking to him. I was like, I had to block his number and I had to go like don't ever come near me again. If you do, I'm going to have to call the cops because someone's going to get hurt. And he just looked at me. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's such an ignorant scumbag that I was like, honestly, I got a Hell's Angels guy that lives fucking right across the driveway from me, and he hates my landlord right now so bad. My landlord tries to be HA, but he's not. But he thinks that he's got all these fucking guys that will go above and beyond for him. And I was out talking to old HA, not yesterday, I think it was last week, and he was telling me all this shit that my landlord said about me and called my sister and I crazy and all this shit, and don't talk to us because Rory really likes to talk to my sister and I, like he always does. Like he's his own kind of person, and he fucking looked, he's like, I looked right at that son of a bitch and I go, suck my fucking blah. I'm going to talk to these girls. And I go, you said that to him? He goes, oh yeah, I told him to suck it. He's like, suck my big hard. I was like, Rory, no, you did not. He's like, I love you girls. He's like, I love talking to you girls. He's never going to tell me not to talk to you. He's like, who the fuck does he think he is? And I was like, damn right. Like, who does he think he is? You know, like, just because you think you know powerful people, that powerful people ain't just going to come down to fucking Scumlord Alley and do a bunch of favors for some people. No. They got other things to do with their time. Thanks. He just thinks he's God's gift to fucking women. He pays for sex. He uses my monthly check to buy hookers. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's so gross. And I'm like, honestly, man, like I had to block him, and I went at him actually not too long ago while he was shoveling the driveway because I almost fucking ran into somebody because the driveway was so bad and I couldn't get my car in, and I fucking charged at him. But I have so much, self-control that I had to let him know that there's a very crazy person inside of me. And if you decide to push me around, you're only going to be able to push me around for so long until I go loco, son. Like, I'll go loco, but I can control that now, but it's still pretty intense that I don't like being like that. I don't like having to pull that side of myself out because it's a masculine side of me, and it gives me a headache. It's so powerful. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I've charged full grown men before and had them run away from me. Like, when they say if a bear's coming at you, you turn around and you charge it. And I've actually seen people do that on like multiple videos. These bears will come creeping up and they just turn around and they yell and they become big and they scare this giant thing off because the bear's not expecting you to jump at it, right? Because it's just curious about you. It doesn't really know what's going on with you. So it's going to kind of check you out. But if you dive at it because you're not going to get eaten by a bear that day, right? They'll jump back. I'm used to doing that. I'm used to having to turn into like this fierce individual that has to jump at somebody in order to realize and make them realize I am a human being like everybody else, but I'm also fucking crazy. Keep it up. Because there's this whole other side that's going to come out of me that I like to keep hidden. I don't want that to come out of me. My last boss, she wanted me like that. She wanted me crazy. She wanted me starting fights with people. She wanted me dominating the room. And I was like, okay, so I've known you for 20 years. I'm female, right? Do I have to actually physically show you my bush for you to see that I don't have a hanging penis down there? Because I'm not going to act like a dude. I'm going to act like the woman that I am, and I'm going to walk away from you because clearly you are not the woman that I thought you were because you're a man right now standing in front of me. Like, oh my God, it's so like, it really sucks because, there's all these people that are out there that are, saying that they're misgendered and I'm misgendered. And there's these women walking around literally with screwed on penises, calling themselves dudes and then taking the penis off at night and calling themselves a woman. That's a mockery to our creator, your creator, my creator, everybody's creator. Like, honestly, like, cause some people are so messed up in the head when it comes to that because they just, things are just not right in their heads and they have got these misgenders. And like, then there are people that are mockery doing it, wanting to go out there and act like assholes to belittle other people. It's awful. but it happens so much. So it's really hard to like find a suitable job, to find friends, you know, because even friends will try to dominate the situation, right? Even friends will try to take over. I had this one friend who honestly, she had to drive everywhere. She forced me all the time to drive to her house. That was like fucking a half an hour away at least. She always forced me to drive there. I'd have to drop my car off. We'd have to take her Jeep. I had a convertible. Why we weren't driving around in my sweet ass convertible, I don't know. We had to take her Jeep all around. And then I realized how abusive she was. Like she picked and then she treated me like she was like my boyfriend. Well, where do you want to eat? And then and then I was like, wait, is this a lesbian relationship? We're just not having sex? So I couldn't hang out with her anymore. I was like, well, that's just embarrassing. Like, who the fuck, like, who wants to dominate a situation like that? Like, get a boyfriend. Like, honestly, like, just step in your roles. It's so confusing when a woman is not in her feminine energy and when a man is not in his masculine energy and in his feminine energy acting like a little bitch. And you're like, but wait a second, like, don't you have balls? Like, I thought you had balls. Like, I thought you were supposed to act like more of a man. Why are you crying? Like, not that I'm saying guys can't cry, but like, choose the appropriate moment like a woman. Cry when there's pain involved, not just because you're getting caught doing something. Like, oh my God, manipulation above and beyond. You know, like my stepmother always did that. She'd cry right away. As soon as she knew that she was about to get caught, she would cry and run off. And then my father would always chase her. And then that's where she could manipulate the story. And then my father would come back and end up grounding us, scolding us, hitting us, yelling at us over something about Cindy. But then Cindy would be hidden for the rest of the night because she said she physically wasn't able to talk to children about what just happened. So then my father would discipline us. Like there are a lot of people that go against what you're really supposed to be doing. And until you get on the other side of it, until you realize that the book that they've been reading this whole time is corrupt and maybe written by Adolf Hitler, right? Back the fuck away. Like get away from these people's morals if they don't agree with you, right? It's like an antacid. If food's not agreeing with you, don't eat it. Right? Somebody said the other day, they were like, how long should I let an abusive person abuse me in my life? And the answer to that question was, how long do you take poison until it kills you? Right? Like no, you're not supposed to have an abusive person hanging out in your life forever because they slowly kill you. They take away everything from you because they're abusive. That's what they want to do. That's their goal, to make themselves feel better. So anyways, I didn't really know that we were going to go on talking for another 10 minutes. Oh my Jesus, Whitney. Okay. We're going to cut this off. Peace out. I just hope it resonates with somebody. Find that portal, get through it, and it's going to be a bumpy road, but you will get to where you need to go. All right. Peace out.